I cannot believe you scored this touchdown in your first game back from injury. It was such a fun game, and I feel like it must have meant a little more to have that third quarter situation in your first game back. What was that feeling like?
The win's the most important part, but I think snow game. It was just like everything that went into it. Back and forth, kind of like a gunslinger battle.
Mhm.
But it was just a lot of fun. I think if anything, it's kind of just getting the rust off. I don't know if that's the best game to kind of do it though, because you can't really run full speed or cut how you want to, just because the snow's all there. But definitely felt good to be back out there.
You motioned, and I saw friend of the show, well, DJ Turner, the bump out. I just knew it was over. What happened there?
I mean, the play, it's actually Zach Ertz. He's probably scored 10 plus touchdowns on it. So
Right.
I've watched a lot of Eagles tape. I mean, he's running his whole career, so we kind of just basically watched him and wanted the DB to be outside leverage, and that's kind of what we got. Um, so it was cool. I texted him after, and I was like, I watched you score 10 plus touchdowns probably over the last 10 years on that play.
What did he say?
I mean, it was unfortunate because obviously he tore his ACL. So he still responded and was, like, send me the clip. And I was just like, to be in that good of spirits, right after that happened is just, it's cool to see, especially from like a guy you look up to in the position.
There's wins, and then there's a win like you guys had, right? It was as a fan, I know what it felt like to be in that. Like there's certain wins that I imagine like carry more weight in the locker room and like for the momentum of the team in the right direction. What did that win over the Bengals do to you guys?
I mean, anytime you kind of got, some of the greatest quarterbacks in the league going at it, I feel like it sets up for just like a dramatic episode. And that's kind of what we got. You saw it, and then you had all the elements factor into it. Um, but I think just the team win coming together, the defense making some huge plays. CB, Big Phil, and AJ, um, they all kind of accounted for those two turnovers. But I think, yeah, just everything that kind of goes into that, and just the ebbs and flows of the season and the timing of the win, just it kind of worked out perfectly.
I just think you guys have the most selfless team in the NFL.
Yeah, I 100% agree with that. I think everyone, I mean, if you like after practice, look around, people are playing basketball together and just kind of chatting, and it's just cool to see.
I need to know about the celebration. What is this triple spike? Because this is unbelievable. All the fans want to know. It's all people are asking me on
Uh,
Twitter to ask you about the triple spike.
I think it's developed into get an O lineman the ball and have him spike it, and we kind
Dion.
of judge it based on if it leaves the screen or not. So like I was to spike it now and it stayed like in this range, it would be bad. So
Um,
we want the ones that leave the screen when we watch film. So we're kind of all just sitting there waiting to know just kind of from a first perspective, like did they spike it well or not? And if it ends up in your hands, then I feel like you kind of have to spike it again.
You're having your best season. Do you feel like you're having your best? You missed 3 games to a hamstring injury, but I don't understand how that math works when you have career high in touchdowns. You're on pace for career high in yards per reception. Like, what is it? What is about this season that's like working really well for you? Even despite those 3 games, like that math's pretty crazy.
I think it's just experience, really. Experience in the offense, experience with Josh. I think that's definitely a factor into it. And I think just, getting older, I think you learn like little nuances to the game and ways to kind of take advantage of that.
What's, do you feel like you're getting older? Do you feel like you're more of like an OG vibe now? I'm so curious.
I
A little
mean,
bit.
my first 2 years we didn't have, I mean, my rookie year we had like some other tight ends, but this is the first
Yeah.
year we've had brought in like rookie tight ends. So I've always been the young guy in the room who's had to, bring snacks and get food for the plane. So now it's kind of cool to see I don't have to decorate the room for Christmas and put up the tree.
Who does now? Who's doing that now?
Jackson Hawes and Kaleki Latu. So our two rookies are doing it, and they did a great job.
They did? What does it look
Yeah,
like?
they did. We got stockings hung up. We got our tree up. We've got little decorations all over. We've got our uh, what's the elf? The little elf they hide.
The elf on the shelf is in
Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah, we have
there? No
elf on the
way.
shelf. So
I love it.
yeah, I hit it yesterday when I was in here on the off day, and our tight end coach was looking for it, and he's like, I couldn't find it.
Where'd
So
you put
I
it?
hit it in plain. I hit it in plain sight, just kind of sitting on a tree in the room.
Speaking of fun, like truly, this team is scoring 30 points plus when you're on the field. It's just true. Sorry. I know it's team first and all that. What is so fun about this offense for you right now?
I think just the way everyone kind of celebrates each other's success. Um, and it's again going back to this, everyone's kind of selfless on the team, and it's fun to see. I mean, even like defensively, you like CB gets his pick six, and like everyone's going crazy. So it's just cool to see everyone celebrate everybody's success, and it's everyone wants the best for each other, and I feel like that's kind of rare to have in a league where you kind of have to be selfish to a degree.
It has to be your year. Do you understand, Dalton? This has
I
to
do.
be the year. How are you guys feeling about that? Because it's almost like weirdly more pressure than you've ever had because it almost feels like it's for you this year. You have to cash in.
Yeah, I feel like we try to just keep it internal. I think we kind of know what we're capable of
Yeah.
and everything that we can do and our goals that we want to accomplish. And the media creates all the narratives they want and does all this, and that's of course their job. But I think we're just kind of hanging around each other and just listening to each other and our coaches and just kind of putting that first to prioritizing that. I would say.
Josh Allen, 40-yard touchdown run, first score in what is like 21 unanswered points in the fourth quarter. What are you thinking, honestly, when you see Josh slip past the D end with open grass in front of him?
I'm not really surprised, anymore. It's I've kind of just come to accept it. He's good at every single thing he does, and every single thing he does, he wants to be the best at, and that's just his competitive nature. But yeah, his ability just to kind of take over the game. I think you see that with a few people in the league, and I think obviously he's the best of the best at it. Any given moment, any given day, that's a guy who can just literally win a football game for you.
The Patriots. Huge, huge game. If you could describe that first time you guys played them, what the takeaway from that game is that sort of stuck in your head through the weeks as you're preparing and knocking off teams on the way.
Maybe mutual respect. I feel like that's probably the best way to describe it. I think we both, understand what's at stake and realize that and have respect for one another. So I think it'll be a fun game. Everyone saw the first one and the dramatics of that. So definitely looking forward to it.
I want to see the triple spike. Good luck. Score a
So
touchdown.
do
Take them
I.
down. Make it interesting. I'll see you at Levi Stadium. I appreciate it. You're so team first, Rick. You were the perfect person to sort of encompass what this team is, like that mentality. I couldn't be happier you're back on the field. I hope you're 100% healthy and ready for you have a lot more weeks and a lot more stuff to go.
Thank you. I appreciate
Thank you.
it.